They did not know, did they? They did not realize that moment was their final chance, their last opportunity to prove they were worthy of your time, your presence, your loyalty. They thought you would stay forever, did they not? That you would endure their neglect, their indifference, their inability to see your worth. It is amusing, really, how blind people can be when they believe you are always within reach, always available. They take for granted the value of your patience, mistaking it for weakness. You gave them chance after chance, offering your time, your energy, your heart. And what did they do? They ignored it. They dismissed it. They assumed you would keep giving, no matter how little they gave in return. They believed they had all the time in the world, never stopping to wonder what would happen if you stopped caring. But now they know. Now they understand. That moment, the one they overlooked, dismissed, and discarded, was the last. They cannot undo it, cannot rewrite the script. They are left with nothing but the echoes of what could have been, haunted by the absence of someone they never truly appreciated. And you walked away, not with anger, not with regret, but with a quiet, powerful resolve. You left them to face the emptiness they created, to feel the sting of their own blindness. You chose yourself over their indifference, and in doing so, you reclaimed your power. So let them wonder, let them question, let them sit in the silence of their own making, because now they know you were not theirs to lose. You were a gift, and they squandered their final chance. Look at yourself. Take a long, hard look. Not at the person you pretend to be, not at the mask you wear to hide your pain, but at the one beneath it all. You are carrying the weight of disappointment, anger, and frustration, and it is eating you alive. You feel it, do you not? That sinking sensation in your chest, the gnawing voice in your head that tells you it is all too much. But here is the truth you are afraid to face. It is not the world that is dragging you down. It is you. You have given your power away. You have allowed their words, their actions, their judgments to define you. Every insult, every dismissal, every cold shoulder, these things have built a cage around you, and you have accepted it as your reality. You tell yourself you are powerless, but that is not true, is it? You are not powerless. You are afraid, afraid to fight back, afraid to demand more, afraid to demand more, afraid to admit that the only person keeping you chained is yourself. Why is it that you keep letting them do this to you? Why do you keep forgiving the unforgivable, excusing the inexcusable? They have lied to you, betrayed you, treated you like an afterthought, yet you stay. You stay because you hope, do you not? You hope that one day they will change, that one day they will see your worth. But deep down you know the truth. They will not. Here is the cruel reality. People treat you exactly how you let them treat you. If they see you as someone who will always forgive, always endure, always come back, they will never respect you. They will never value you, because they have never had to. And you have let them. You have given them permission to disregard you, to undermine you, to treat you as if you are nothing. Do you know what the saddest part is? It's when you are nothing. Do you know what the saddest part is? It is not just them, it is you. You have allowed their opinions to become your truth. You look in the mirror and all you see is their judgment staring back at you. You have convinced yourself that you are not enough, because they told you so. You believe you are weak, unworthy, unimportant, because that is how they treated you. But here is what you refuse to see. The problem is not their words. It is not their actions. It is your willingness to believe them. Your willingness to internalize every insult, every rejection, every careless word as if it were the gospel truth. You have become your own worst enemy, tearing yourself apart from the inside out. You replay the moments, do you not? The times they hurt you, ignored you, left you behind. You analyze every detail, wondering what you could have done differently, how you could have made them care. But no amount of self-blame will ever change the past. The truth is, they did not care because they chose not to. And you cannot control their choices, but you can control yours. You can stop giving your power away. You can stop waiting for their approval, their validation, their permission to be enough. Because the real problem is not them. It is the part of you that still believes you need them to feel whole. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep letting their words define you? Are you going to keep letting their actions determine your worth? Or are you going to realize that the cage you are in is one you built yourself, and that you hold the key? The problem is not the world. It is not them. It is the fact that you are still looking outward for something that has always been within you. And until you see that, nothing will change. Let us stop pretending for a moment. Let us stop making excuses and telling ourselves comforting lies. The truth is staring you in the face, but you are too afraid to look at it, are you not? You are the one holding yourself back. You are the one standing in your own way. You blame the world, you blame others, you even blame circumstances. But deep down, you know that the real problem is you. Why do you let yourself be controlled so easily? Why do you let anger, sadness, and fear dictate your life? You are not a puppet, yet you allow your emotions to pull the strings. You let every insult, every failure, every moment of doubt knock you down and keep you there. How long are you going to keep playing the victim? How long are you going to let the world walk all over you while you sit there, doing nothing to fight back? Do you know what is even worse? You think you are powerless. You have convinced yourself that you cannot change your situation, that you are trapped. But that is a lie. The truth is, you are afraid of change. You are afraid of stepping into the unknown, afraid of taking responsibility for your own life. It is easier to sit in the darkness, blaming everyone else, than it is to stand up and take control. But let me ask you this. How long will you stay in this cycle? How long will you let your fear of failure keep you from trying? How long will you let your fear of rejection keep you from speaking your mind? How long will you let your fear of being alone keep you tied to people who do not deserve you? You keep waiting, do you not? Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect person to save you. But here is the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dreams, your power, your happiness. You have to take it for yourself. The world does not care about your tears. It does not care about your excuses. It does not care about how much pain you have endured. The world only respects one thing: power. Not the power to dominate others, but the power to master yourself. The power to look at your fears, your doubts, your pain, and say, "You do not control me." So why are you still waiting? Why are you still clinging to the hope that someone else will fix what is broken inside you? Why are you still holding on to the belief that your circumstances will magically change? Do you not see it yet? The only person who can change your life is you. Stop hiding behind your excuses. Stop pretending that you are powerless. Stop blaming the world for your failures and start looking in the mirror. That is where the problem lies, and that is where the solution begins. You say you want to be strong, but strength does not come from wishing. Strength comes from facing the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is. It comes from looking at your pain and using it as fuel. It comes from taking every insult, every rejection, every moment of doubt, and turning it into a weapon, So I am asking you, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep making excuses, keep playing the victim, keep waiting for someone else to fix your life? Or are you going to stand up, take control, and show the world what you are capable of? The choice is yours. But let me tell you this. No one respects a coward. No one admires someone who runs from their fears. If you want the world to see you as powerful, as unstoppable, then you have to become that person. And that starts now. No more excuses. No more waiting. It is time to rise. You want to change, do you not? You want to rise above the chaos, to break free from the chains that have been holding you back. You are tired of the pain, the fear, the endless cycle of disappointment. But here is the truth you must accept before anything can change. No one is coming to fix you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. The solution has always been within you, waiting for you to claim it. You must understand that the chaos inside you is not your enemy. Your anger, your sadness, your fear, these are not things to run from. They are raw, untamed power. They are weapons waiting to be wielded. But you have been using them against yourself. Every time you let your emotions control you, every time you let them pull you down, you are turning your greatest strengths into your greatest weaknesses. The first step is simple, yet it is the most difficult. Take control. Look at your emotions, your pain, your struggles, and take ownership of them. Do not deny them, do not suppress them, and do not let them rule you. Instead, learn to channel them. Let your anger become your drive. Let your fear sharpen your understanding. Let your fear sharpen your instincts. These emotions are energy, and energy can either destroy or create depending on how you use it. Do you know what separates those who succeed from those who do not? It is not talent, it is not luck, it is control. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who never feel fear or doubt. They are the ones who have mastered their emotions, who have learned to use them as tools instead of chains. Start small. The next time you feel anger boiling inside you, do not let it explode. Instead, stop and ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? Is it pushing me to fight for something I believe in? Is it warning me that something is wrong? Use it to fuel your actions, not to burn everything around you. When sadness creeps in, do not drown in it. Sit with it, listen to it, and let it teach you. Sadness often shows us what we value, what we have lost, and what we need to heal. Turn it into a guide, not a prison. And fear. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your body's way of telling you that something matters. Instead of running from it, face it. Step into the discomfort, and you will find that fear loses its power the moment you confront it. This is not about denying your humanity. It is about mastering it. It is about becoming the kind of person who can walk through fire and come out stronger. The kind of person who can turn pain into power, weakness into strength, and chaos into order. But control is not enough. You must also have purpose. What do you want? What are you fighting for? If you do not know the answer, then everything you do will feel meaningless. Find your purpose and let it guide you. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady when the storm comes. Visualize the person you want to become. Close your eyes and see them clearly. See how they stand, how they speak, how they carry themselves. Now realize this. That person is not some distant dream. That person is you, waiting to be unleashed. The only thing standing between you and them is the choices you make, starting right now. So here is the solution. Take control of your emotions. Use them as fuel. Find your purpose. Visualize your transformation, and then act. Every single day, without hesitation, without excuses, you have the power to become unstoppable, All you have to do is claim it. Now imagine this, a version of yourself that nothing and no one can shake. A version that stands tall, unbothered by the noise of the world, unshaken by the storms that once tore you apart. Can you see it? Can you feel it? That is the person you are capable of becoming. That is the person waiting beneath the layers of doubt, pain and fear. Close your eyes and picture it. Every ounce of anger you have ever felt, every tear you have ever shed, every moment of fear that made your heart race, they are not your weaknesses. No, they are your fuel. They are the raw energy that will forge you into something greater, something indestructible. You see, the world has taught you to run from your emotions. It has told you to suppress your anger, to hide your sadness, to pretend you are fearless. But that is a lie. Real strength does not come from ignoring what you feel. It comes from embracing it, from owning it. Your emotions are your power. They are your tools. And when you learn to control them, to channel them, you become unstoppable. Think of the greatest challenges you have faced. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the failures. They felt like the end of the world, did they not? But look at you now. You survived. You endured. You are still standing. And if you could survive that, then what could possibly stop you? What could possibly break you now? You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. The scars you carry, both visible and invisible, are not signs of weakness. They are proof of your resilience. They are reminders that you have faced the worst and come out the other side. So why doubt yourself now? Why hesitate to take the next step, to face the next challenge? The key is to take that strength, that resilience, and turn it into action. Do not just survive, thrive. Every time you feel anger, let it sharpen your focus. Let it push you to take action, to fight for what you deserve. When sadness creeps in, use it to reflect, to understand yourself better, to connect with your deepest truths. And when fear grips you, remind yourself that fear is not a barrier, it is a signal. It is telling you that you are on the edge of growth, that you are about to step into something greater. You have the ability to transform your life, to shape it into something extraordinary. But it starts with a choice. The choice to stop seeing yourself as a victim and to start seeing yourself as a creator. The choice to stop waiting for someone else to save you and to start saving yourself. The choice to take control. Picture this, you wake up each day with purpose. You know who you are, what you want, and where you are going. The opinions of others do not sway you because you have built your confidence from within. Challenges do not intimidate you because you know you have the strength to overcome them. You do not react to the world, you command I. This is not some distant dream. This is your potential. This is who you can become if you decide to claim it. But empowerment is not about waiting for the right moment. It is about creating the moment. It is about taking action, even when it is difficult, even when it is uncomfortable. Start small. Take one step today that brings you closer to the person you want to be. Speak up when you would usually stay silent. Take a risk that you would usually avoid. Face one fear, no matter how small it seems. Each step you take builds momentum, builds strength, builds power. And one day you will look back and realize that the person you once were, the one who doubted, hesitated, and feared, is gone. In their place stands someone who is unstoppable. That is your destiny. All you have to do is rise and claim it. This is it. The moment where you decide who you are going to be. No more hesitation. No more excuses. No more waiting for the world to give you permission to rise. The world does not hand out power. It does not grant respect. And it does not care for those who sit quietly, hoping for change. Power is taken. Respect is earned. And change begins with you. Look around you. This world is not kind to the weak. It is not forgiving to those who falter. The world rewards those who refuse to be defeated, those who stand tall even when everything is crumbling around them. You can be one of those people. You can be the person who rises above, who takes the chaos and forges it into something unstoppable. But to do that, you must act. Now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Not when the stars align. Now. Because the longer you wait, the more time you give to your fears, your doubts, and your excuses. Time is a currency you cannot afford to waste, and every second you hesitate is a second you could have spent building the life you want. The path is not going to be easy. It will demand everything from you. It will test your resolve, your strength, and your commitment. But that is what makes it worth it. The greater the struggle, the greater the transformation. Diamonds are not formed in comfort, they are forged under pressure. What will you do? Will you keep dreaming of change? Or will you create it? Will you keep blaming the world for your pain, or will you use that pain to fuel your rise? Will you keep playing the victim, or will you take control and become the master of your own story? The choice is yours, but let me tell you this, the world is watching. It may not care about your tears or your pain, but it cannot ignore power. It cannot ignore someone who stands up, takes control, and refuses to back down. Be that person. Be the one who takes the chaos of life and bends it to there. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the life you want, the strength you want to feel, the respect you want to command. Now open your eyes and realize this. It is all within your reach. The only thing standing between you and that life is the choice you make right now. Rise. Stand up. Take the first step. Break free from the chains that have held you down for so long. Let your anger drive you. Let your pain fuel you. And let your fear remind you that you are alive. This is your moment. Do not let it slip away. The world bows to those who take control. So take it. Take it with both hands and never let go. Let them watch as you rise, unstoppable and unshakable. This is your time. This is your story. Own it.